October 6, 1998, Bizzy Bone Heaven's Movie releases. Now, cut from the album is Life Goes On, which is a tribute song to Tupac.
My life goes on for sure, Mr. Shakur, and blessed with your presence, your essence remains pure.
Confessions, which was a Tupac collaboration. And on the album, the lead single was When Thugs Cry, which Tupac also had a song called When Thugs Cry.
Next question.
Okay.
Out on bail, fresh out of jail, California. Fresh out of jail, California.
Come on now. We all know who that is. That's the prophet.
That's on you.
He got it.
No,
The answer is
time, baby.
All right,
I know
China.
you niggas been waiting for this for a long time. Well, here it is, nigga. Here it is. What you gonna do with it?
The Tupac and Bizzy Bone conspiracy connection. Did Tupac convince Bizzy Bone to leave Ruthless Records and Bone Thugs and Harmony in 1996 when they recorded Thug Love?
My nigga Bone held the chrome till I came home, thug love.
And what's the experience that Bizzy Bone had that the rest of Bone didn't have? Meeting Tupac. My argument is the last time we heard the original Bizzy Bone was on Thug Love. Ever since that song was recorded, Bizzy Bone's flow changed, voice changed, style changed, everything about him, even visually, physically, he appeared differently. People might argue that he was just growing, but Bizzy Bone had the most unique and sought after flow in all of rap. He was the most interesting guy, and with the right management and publicity, he could have even been more interesting than Tupac, possibly.
Gotta give it on the for this pop better rap from the hollow tip top love. On them and never no closer.
Bizzy Bone announces the name of his record label is Seven Sign, and that's to coincide with The 7-Day Theory by Machiavelli.
I praise God. Yeah. They go wrong. I praise God. They go left. I praise God. I praise God. If there's nothing that he can't get me through, there's nothing that he can't get me through. So I thank him for every opportunity that's presented for me to see what he's willing to do for me.
You know, growing up listening to music, I had certain artists like DMX and Bone Thugs that helped me be bold in my stand for God. And these guys are still inspirations to me in many ways. Not many hip-hop artists have the courage to stand up for Jesus.
I don't think they ready for this one, Aaron. Tell him. Shed your blood. Shed your blood. It's Jesus. Shed your blood. The light of my life. Shed your blood. God saves. Your blood. Shed your blood. Shed your blood. Shed your blood.
It's your boy Pastor K Ice. The Tupac and DMX story must continue.
Hey, what's up? This is Pastor K Ice, the Third Light Warrior. And one of my jobs is to help keep Prophet Tupac and Deacon DMX name alive by showing the world the ministry side of these two prophets in hip-hop. Because let's be honest, most people really don't understand what Prophet Tupac and Deacon DMX was doing through their music. You see, my two favorite rappers were sent to the music industry to help the streets to believe in God. You know, Jesus. Who made it cool in hip-hop to say only God could judge me? Tupac did. And who made it cool in hip-hop to pray in Jesus' name? DMX did.
Deacon DMX was not the next Tupac Shakur. Just like Pastor K Ice is not the next Tupac or DMX. We just share the same mission. All three hip-hop light warriors are different from each other. And we are the first to do what we do. Hey, what's up? It's Pastor K Ice, the third light warrior. I'm the third rapper to continue the mission that Prophet Tupac and Deacon DMX was on. But I don't represent hardcore hip-hop. I represent softcore hip-hop. And it makes sense that the third light warrior doesn't do hardcore hip-hop because that type of music was popular in the older generation. Even the voices in hip-hop have softened up. Hey, is it a coincidence or destiny that Prophet Tupac and Deacon DMX are the only ones in the music industry to have 2 #1 albums in the same year? Well, I don't believe in coincidence. I believe everything is in divine order. So I believe it was meant to be. Hey, what's up? This is Pastor K Ice, the third light warrior. I'm a rapper, author, actor, certified life coach, and sickle cell advocate. And I'm here to finish the mission that Prophet Tupac and Deacon DMX was on. And that mission was to spread the message, of God and love to the streets in a unique way, though. So who is the third light warrior? Well, first of all, the third light warrior must be from the 90s generation, because the people from that generation carry a certain energy that is needed to help change some things in this world. And, the 90s generation is responsible for a lot of things we see, a lot of mess, that we see in the world today. So it's part of our job to help clean some of that mess up. Most of us, we in our 40s, 50s, we're grown kids. So it's mostly up to the 90s generation to help the youth see a better way. The third light warrior must also be able to understand the old generation mindset and the new generation mindset in hip hop. So why must I, the third light warrior, go through 40 years in the wilderness before I begin this third light warrior mission? The third light warrior must be mature enough to handle this third light warrior mission. Because if I was in my 20s or 30s, hardly anyone would listen to my message. Be honest, do you feel comfortable letting a younger person help educate you about spiritual things? Most people, even younger people, will hardly listen to spiritual advice from people under 40. So again, this is why the third light warrior must be over 40 years old. I mean, you can learn from young people, don't get me wrong, but the thing is, sometimes when we're in our 20s and 30s, we're still going through our phases, trying to find ourselves, find God. And usually when you hit over 40, things get real serious. So.
We telling you the news, you know what I'm saying? We like the 3 wise men coming through this. We like the 7th sign. We bringing news of the apocalypse. It's coming.
God has a plan, and the Bible unfolds that wonderful plan through the message of prophecy. God sent Jesus into this world to be our Savior, and that Christ is returning someday soon to unfold the wonderful plan of eternity for my life and your life. As long as we're cooperating with God by accepting Jesus Christ as our personal Lord and Savior. Unless the Lord does return in the coming 7 days, we'll see you next time here on BIZZY Bible Prophecy.
But because they don't know, there's something better after here. But everybody won't go. I'm not saying I'm going to rule the world or I'm going to change the world, but I guarantee that I will spark the brain that will change the world. And that's our job, is to spark somebody else watching us. We might not be the ones, but let's not be selfish, and because we're not going to change the world, let's not talk about how we should change it. I don't know how to change it, but I know if I keep talking about how dirty it is out here, somebody's going to clean it up.